Hello, hello. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another interview here on the KS News platform, King Solomon Entertainment, where we bring to you wonderful content, trending time content, interesting content. And today is no exception. We have an amazing guest. Before you do that, please make sure you guys share this video, share the links to the comments, subscribe, King Solomon Entertainment, all social media platform. And today we have a wonderful guest. He is an entrepreneur. He is an independent entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur, financial strategist. He's an architect of industry. And so I'm today to share about the amazing impact and the wonderful thing that he's doing in entrepreneurship. We have Shedrick.R. Perro today.
Well, actually, Shedrick, S-H-E-D,
Yes,
Shedrick.
Shedrick.R. Perro.
Correct.
Thank you so much for coming to the platform. I appreciate you.
No problem. Appreciate you having me on.
So please explain to our audience what you do, where you from.
I'm I was raised in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I'm Moroccan, of Moroccan descent, and descendant of Moroccan royalty. My title is HRH, which stands for His Royal Highness, because of my background. And raised in New Orleans, where my mother is from, and that's where my background and heritage is mainly. And I began to was raised Kojic, Church of God in Christ. I was raised Kojic, and after many years after I began to understand more about my Moroccan heritage, I began to spend a lot of time in the Middle East, whereby I start to kind of gravitate more to some not Muslim beliefs, but I have a abstract belief that comes from that part of my background. Um, and that's who I am. I'm a father of two beautiful girls and a grandbaby, and just not much more I can say about who I am because I don't say much about myself. It's kind of simple. I'm just who I am and blessed to be who I was made to be by the true God.
That's amazing. Coach, you go over here as well.
Is that right?
Got the coach. And so please let us know about the all the amazing things you do in finance. You said you're an entrepreneur, an independent entrepreneur. Explain to us about the strategies and what that consists of.
Well, basically, I own a few businesses that are in billion-dollar industries. I have a film studio. I'm in entertainment. I also have launching the first 100% black-owned football league that I'm partnered with several NFL legends to bring a different type of football, ranging from age 8 all the way up to an adult. There's 5 different divisions. And what we've basically done is taken the structure of football, which is a profession, one of the highest paid professions in the world, and taken away this thing where these kids are running around paying to play or and allowing people to get rich off of them doing a job, which is like slave labor. And we created a league whereby the kids get paid from 8 year olds. They'll be making about $30,000 all the way up to the adults. So it's little league, the youth football, college football, as well as the pros, all mixed into one league that is actually a professional football league. That's a mirror of what you see in the NFL, where we'll be having televised games throughout the world. We have 40 teams in 20 different states, 2 teams in each state, and it's launching in 2028. It's called the Independent Professional Football League, or the IPFL, under the Association of Independent Sports, because we have more than just football. We're launching football first, but we're taking the whole concept of sports because youth sports is a cash cow for so many different organizations and industries, and all of these kids are being told that they're getting prepped up for a industry that doesn't have enough jobs to fill the positions that they have. And it's like one day you'll be famous, but people buying your shirts and they're coming to see you and paying money to watch you play today. It's the same job. They have to practice. They have to work out. They have to do the same work as the professionals. And why don't they get the benefit from it while everyone else around them does. So that's why we launched the IPFL as a way to create an alternative league for um, football and to create a professional league that allows you to be able to benefit from their talents. And
Wow.
that's the IPFL. Mm.
So to everybody that's listening that says, "Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing," he met a demand. What is the criteria for joining? How can they get in touch with you? What you say 2028 is already not too far away. What they can do to prepare?
Yes, it's www.indieprofootball.com, INDIEPRO football.com. That's the website where they can go to sign up for tryouts. And we'll be doing we're doing a big tryout this summer in the Bahamas because we're actually opening the door internationally for people that want to come in. They have kids all over the world that are talented that may be interested in playing, and we'll be doing tryouts this summer here in the U.S. and next summer, and preparing to put the teams together. It's been a lot to people don't realize that it's essentially like you have to take a small business. It's like we're building 250 small businesses because each one of the teams is a franchise from each league. It has been a big undertaking, but we're blessed to be able to move forward. And all we need now are the players to come in and try out, adults and kids from 8-year old is 5 divisions, 8 and 9, 10 and 11, 12 through 14, 15 through 17, and 18 plus. That's the 5 divisions that we have, the age division. But indieprofootball.com is where you can find information on the league.
Now, this sounds very exciting. Besides getting paid, what can they expect being a part of your?
One of the main things that we have is a component whereby we have a financial literacy component that teaches them about finances, where they can not only just be athletes, but they also have the understanding of what wealth is. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of times, someone asks me, should regular people learn the same thing, regular kids learn the same thing billionaire kids learn? And everyone's like, absolutely. And I'm like, of course not, because regular kids should learn how to become billionaires because they don't have the same thing. Too many people are going to wealth conferences learning what you need to do with wealth, but no, you need to be in a class that teaches you how to get wealth, how to maintain it, obtain it, and such, which is what we want to do with these young individuals. Because at the ages of their professional career, if they do go on to become NFL players, they will have enough understanding what to do with money, how to be able to operate it, and it won't be such a wow factor when they get it. And that's the one thing that a lot of times make people reckless. When you go from struggling and needing, and then somebody put a lot of money in your face, I always tell people that if you have a $99 understanding of money and you get $100,000, then that means that you're going to spend $99 wisely, and the rest you're going to blow in waste because you have no clue what its value is, and you have no clue of what the power is in using it. And that's what we're wanting to teach the youth and even some of the adults as well about finances, because a lot of our people grow up not knowing the difference between what rent and a mortgage is. They don't understand what a credit card is. They don't understand what finances is and things like that. And when you begin to teach people about these things, they'll be able to understand it, because a lot of people are saying they're getting into investments and doing things like that, but you don't have enough data. You don't have enough understanding and knowledge to be able to go into an investment. And I was in a seminar some years ago. I won't name the person that was there. He was saying that, he don't have he don't use a debit card. He only used a credit card, and he do this and all that, and everybody in there clapping. And I asked him, what's the net worth? And then the person was like, over $35 million, I believe it was. So when I got up to speak, I asked the audience, how many people in here has a credit score over 700? And they stood up, and everybody went into hailing and clapping and all this other stuff like that. And I'm like, stand up if you have a credit score that's over 600. Stand up, and everybody went to another fanfare. I said, anybody in here with that can borrow borrowed over $1 million, raise your hand, and they raised their hand. And anybody in here that has credit cards of this amount, and everybody was praising and clapping. I said, now stay standing if you can pay it all off today. And everybody sat down, and I told them, y'all in the wrong room, because the person talking to you is not in debt. He's using credit for convenience. It's a different story. And a lot of times we're following, how many people do you hear say, oh, I got into this investment. Yeah, Bill Gates is in it. It's like, if Bill Gates is in it, he can lose $50 million and he don't even know it. Your $50,000 shouldn't be in this investment. You should be doing something different. But we have a whole mindset that we're learning, and people talk about solid investments and things like that. And they don't understand that a lot of this stuff was not designed for you. It's not a situation where you're able to walk into it, because in my opinion, if you can take $50,000 and turn it into 10 million, that's an investment. But if you take your $50,000 and somebody's saying you got to wait till you 80 years old, somebody's spending your money today.
Yeah.
How many people expected Sears to be their lifeline when they get old, Radio Shack, and all of these places that filed bankruptcy and walked away when people sitting up? I knew a lady who literally life was planned around with her grandchildren, great-grandchildren, were planned around her stock with Radio Shack. What happens when it all goes away? And that's what the whole nucleus of what we're doing is, because we have this thing now that we see everywhere. It's called this empowerment. Well, you have to have power to empower someone else. And people are going every year to investment conferences. In my opinion, and maybe I'm crazy, right? But if I go to an investment conference, why do I have to come back next year? Because if your conference is effective, then that means I would get what I need the first time I come. And then next time everybody sitting in this room should be millionaires, because that's what they're proposing to tell people. But the reality of it is I was in a big conference once, and they threw me out because I asked a question that was, I guess, out of order. My question was, did you get rich doing what you're saying, or did you get rich telling other people to do what you say? Because it was $2,500 to get in. So my question is, did you get rich doing what you said, or selling it to other people? And the reality of it is they're selling the information, but if the information actually worked, then it would be too saturated for you to keep having conferences to tell people what it is. And that's what my thing is that I believe that we're all, God has no respect to person, that we all have the ability to be able to gain wealth. And there's no secret to success, in my opinion. It is about you believing in yourself and continuing in spite of anything else that anyone else says. I was just sharing with my daughter that a lot of times people don't understand that if you reach for something and miss it, that means you have to get up and either reach for it again or reach for something else. That is what success is about. Not giving up, knowing that you're going to be able to accomplish what it is that you believe in and what you say. Because the majority of the times you're going to hear no, you're going to hear you can't do that, you're going to hear you shouldn't do it, you're going to hear you crazy for doing it, or you a fool, you need to go get a job. All of these things are the things that you have to battle again. And if you can get through that, that's, to me, is where success begins at, it's within the individuals. And I also have a private bank that I own now, a Senzo Storehouse, that I'm turning into a deposit bank soon, because everything about financing is a succotash to the individuals who don't have money. Investments are for people who are already rich. It's not for regular people to go in, saving your money, putting it into it every week, saving your check, putting money into it. The bank charges you for having money in there. You stick your money in the bank, leave it in there 20 years and come back, and it's $5 or $6 when you put $100,000 in it. This is what the reality of it is that a lot of people don't understand. And even when it comes down to buying a car, they had a young lady recently was on the internet bragging about how she put $5,000 down on a car and her note is $800 a month. And you could have went and bought the car for $2,000 at an auction.
Mm.
The down payment was more than the value of the car, but a lot of people don't understand the financial aspect of that, and that's how people get over on them, because they'll sell the same car 5 or 6 times. And I bought my employees a bunch of Range Rovers, 8 employees. I bought them all Range Rovers so everybody could look consistent. And after a couple of years, hearing people complaining and different things about the cars, and I'm like, someone that was giving me a Range Rover, they would never even know anything was wrong with it because I would cherish it. So I sent the tow truck to pick them all up, put them in front of my house. So I had like 6 Range Rovers sitting in front of my house because 2 employees actually didn't give me the same problem, so I let them keep theirs. So the 6 trucks sitting in front of my house, and a guy from a car dealership heard about it, and he came to meet with me. He's like, I'm want to see if I can buy these trucks from you. I said, no problem. He says, this black one here, how much you want to sell it for? I said, you know what? I'll sell it for 5,000. And he was like, okay. He bought it, came back 2 weeks later. And what he told me was, he said, man, you wouldn't believe, I washed that truck. I got it all cleaned up. Put it on my lot for 16 grand, $10,000 down payment. He said a lady came the next day, bought it, got it, and paying me, I think it was maybe $1,600 a month. He said, I'm gonna probably sell this car 10 times because she gonna lose it. I'm gonna repo it, and I'm gonna sell it again. And I refuse to sell him another vehicle because I know it's with somebody who looked like a certain type of people who don't have no better understanding than to know that truck wasn't worth $16,000.
Right.
But that is where my passion lies at, because as I told you, I own a film studio. I also we do music, movies, and television. I just released I'm releasing, it comes out on March 1st, a choir CD with a bunch of gospel legends, Dr. Bobby Jones, Vicky Winans, Commission, Darius Brooks, and the Thompson Community Choir is doing background. It's a star-studded record that was done because there doesn't seem to be much choir anymore. I mean, we've gotten away from choir music and everything. When it comes down to gospel, it's not really like the old school church anymore. So we put out an album with church songs, and it comes out on the 1st of May, and the website is www.anani, ANNONY musicgroup.com, and the website should be up in the next 2 weeks. And we just wanting to people to go check it out and enjoy it and support it, because the whole mission is to show people that gospel music can be just as big as secular music, R&B, hip hop, and all of this stuff like that. And because the church is the biggest group of people, not just Kojic, but Kojic, Baptist, Full Gospel Baptist, Methodist, Catholic, Episcopal, all of these, the African American, Methodist, Episcopal, all of these different religions, if we put them together, even the Muslim community, if we all believers come together, we can do much more, bigger concerts, bigger venues, or bigger events, and just to show people that gospel is a major factor in the music industry.
Amazing. And you also real estate too. You also dabble in real estate as well, of course, right?
Yeah, I do dabble in real estate. I own a bunch of commercial and residential properties. I even bought a hotel building that I'm converting. We'll be converting probably maybe next year. We'll be opening a hotel that we will start putting in different locations. And one of the things that we have with the football league is we're building stadiums and in the different cities where they are. And each stadium complex has a multi-use development on it with housing, residential, and commercial and residential housing buildings, as well as hotels and even a private airport. So we're doing something that's very robust and different, but the entire scope of what we're doing is about empowerment, about bringing together people in communities, because one of the things that is the most valuable thing about the football league is when you have a kid that starts making $30,000, his family life is going to change. The
Mm.
community is going to change. Economically, everything about the neighborhoods are going to be different. And it's one thing to have begin to have money and not know what to do with it. But the whole scope of what we're doing is to make sure they know the importance of where to put it. And we even have where the kids under 17, half their money goes to the parents, the other half goes into a interest bearing annuity that's going to be drawing interest, and it's going to be untouchable until they make 17. That's when they can cash it out or leave it in. And that's one of the major things that we believe is important. A lot of times when they do things for youth, it's always putting money aside for college and different things like that. And a lot of these kids don't even have food to eat, shoes to wear, and they're running behind a ball, standing on a corner, asking for money to be able to go to a what do you call a championship game that they may win a $3 trophy. And after they done paid, one young lady I know has her son, she paid $800 a season for them to play football, and they neither one of them can even play. But they'll take their money anyway, and have them running on the field, waste of time. And again, it's just I think it's time for society to wake up and recognize and realize that a lot of times your blessing is already in your hand.
Yeah, yeah, it's
And,
amazing.
and we're giving it away for someone else to enjoy and be blessed. Why I always have a saying that I will never bake a cake and give it to someone else to give me a slice.
Okay.
And there's one thing that I've been hearing since I was young, that I hopefully can get enough people to hear and start recognizing the reality. Have you ever heard the statement, 10% of something is better than 100% of nothing?
I heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone says that, 10% of something is better than 100% of nothing. I say that 10% of something is better than 100% of nothing when only 10% is being made.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm going to take 10% and somebody else get 90%, I would rather we both have nothing.
Mm.
And someone will say, well, that person is already rich. And yeah, they're going to continue to be rich. And they're going to take what would make you rich and they add to their own riches and their own wealth. Well, sometimes it may take a longer time. You may have to wait, but it's like your blessing is in your hand, almost like giving away your birthright, because when I invest with people, people have a perspective that if you give someone $1 million, you take the majority percentage in their project.
Mm.
Well, $1 million isn't worth anything but $1 million. Your idea may be worth 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
So if I give you $1 million of my money and you make 100 million, I get 50 million, you get 50 million. Or I get 20 million, you get 80 million. But even still, I'm getting more than I can with $1 million because my money is only worth, it can only be spent. But people don't value the ideas and the gifts that they've been given to understand and know that people are taking advantage of them when they come. And if you say no long enough, you're going to walk into the right situation or you're going to be able to create the situation yourself. And
Wow. Well, it's amazing. It's just a lot of wealth of knowledge, a lot of information, and you really breaking it down. And I think a lot of people, like you said, they need to be met where they are according to their finances. And I think that's just the key. You know what I'm saying? Because other than that, you're going to be this revolve, returning wheel. We here with Shedrick.R. Perro, entrepreneur, financial strategist. He is here dropping amazing knowledge. Make sure you go touch bases with him, follow him, go to the website, sign up. He's doing amazing things. Please tell us about the Wise Award. You created the Wise Award as well?
yes, all right. The Wise Awards is um it's a recognition that allows individuals to be recognized for their talents. And it is really designed to recognize individuals that should have been recognized on a major scale. It is the award is made by the same company that produces the Grammy Awards. And basically, it's uh it's like the Academy Awards and the Grammy Awards meshed together
Hmm.
because we give out awards from film, television, music, comedy, um, and also community development. People that do good, amazing things in the community. So basically, a lot of times you have a lot of industry stuff is politics,
Hmm.
and we're not really using the same tactics that people use in these different awards categories. We're giving them based off of the reality of their talent. Some of the people that it's amazing where you watch them and they've never been recognized. Little Richard was one of them. When you look at Little Richard and everything that he's done, what is it that qualifies you? If he wasn't qualified to get a Grammy Award, what qualifies you to actually get the award?
Right.
And so many people that are talented are looked over, and that's fine because I'm a firm believer that if it's yours, you can do whatever you want to do with it. So I created an awards ceremony, and I want to give the awards to the people that I believe should be recognized. And that's what the Wise Awards is about. Is actually giving the a platform where people will be appreciated and recognized solely based on their talent, not on the number of records being sold and different things like that. Is because there's a lot of different things that go into certain things that sometimes people can control, but it's a way that people will be able to look back and say that somebody appreciated the outstanding performance that I did, and that's what I believe an award recognition should be about.
Wow, amazing. Now, do you give regular financial strategies and investment strategies perennially? Or do you yourself teach financial literacy on a consistent basis? Can they find out where they could tap in with you as far as doing the right type of investments, meeting them where they are as far as their finances?
I do not have I don't have a any type of platform at the moment. I've considered it, and a lot of my it's always private, where I'm doing stuff directly with an individual or a firm privately. But I do believe that part of um in order to be able to help people, I am considering it because once again, that there's people that the knowledge that they may need is I believe that it can help some people, and it might be necessary in some ways to be able to begin it. Right now we're focusing on the literary part of it, dealing with the league, and but it is something that I have been discussing but I haven't decided on whether or not I'm going to do that just yet.
Wow, it's amazing. So let them know where they can reach you at, how they can connect with you, how they can support you, so they can go and they can find out right now.
My website w.hrhshedrick.r perro.com. Again, that's www.hrhshedrick.r.com. And that website allows you to link my businesses, the movie studio, the football league, real estate, the private bank, all of that stuff is connected to my website. And the email is info at hrhshedrick.r.com.
Info at
HRH SHEDRICK.RPERRO.com.
all right, there you go. Thank you so much for doing this platform. I'm sure you'll be back again. My pleasure. I'm so glad to let people know who you are and the wonderful, amazing thing that you're doing. All the best to you. Congratulations. I'm sure we're going to see you again. Another amazing interview, guys, here with Shedrick.R. Perro, entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, independent financial strategist. He got the right information. Definitely tap in, guys. Definitely tap in. Until next time, guys. King Simon Entertainment, KS News. Bye bye.
Thank you. Appreciate that.